What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan here with my co-hosts, Mo Knows and Jelani Easley. Fellas, how are you guys doing tonight?
Life is beautiful.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm feeling fresh and fly today, man. You know, I got the do-rag with the fitted on, you feel me? It's really not a fitted, it's a snapback, but we're gonna say it's a fitted because snapbacks and went out of style, but it's all good.
With the Seattle Supersonics, man.
Yes, sir.
Everything like that. Shout out to Dell Ellis, but you said we weren't going to start off with sports this week, so music. I guess here we go. I tried to avoid it. Virgil Blah. I didn't mean to laugh for everybody who's like, why is he laughing after this? We had some talks before we recorded about not wanting to start off on a dark note, not wanting to start off with sports. And it's funny how I started off with the darkest note of the week. Virgil Blah dies at the age of 41. He secretly battled cancer for the past couple of years. I guess just, what is you guys? Oh, Virgil Blah, some background information. When you look at the Fashion Ties, not Fashion Killer, Fashionable Killer music video with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, that was co-directed by Virgil Blah. You look at some of Kanye's most iconic album covers, that's Virgil Blah. And you see a man from Illinois come all the way from Illinois to, creative director, designer at Louis Vuitton, the founder of Off-White. All of that is Virgil Blah. And yeah, so fellas, what was your reaction to this?
I was like chilling out somewhere when I was just checking Twitter and it was like, rest in peace, Virgil. I was like, what? Yeah, he had been secretly battling cancer. I don't know. It's not like a lot to say. It's like it's just messed up. Like I don't know. It kind of feels. We just lost Young Dolph, and obviously they're two different career paths, but they both in hip hop culture. You know what I mean? Both influential. So it's like we just randomly just keep losing these important people in hip hop before they even really get to be like 50 years old. You know what I mean? It's sad.
It's crazy. Is for me, it still feels surreal because I was asleep when y'all had I had took a nap, and then I woke up and I had saw the text that Jelani had sent that said Virgil had passed, and I don't know. I guess like because that day I wasn't really on social media, and then like the following days I haven't really been on as much, so I haven't seen as much about it. But it was crazy. It hit me today. I was looking at like a mural that they made for him, and I was like, man, this man really passed. It just feels kind of, the people who be hiding, the diseases and stuff, and then they just pass out of nowhere. It just be so, like when Chadwick passed, it just feels surreal because it's like, wait, what? Like I don't know. It feels like with a situation like this, you should have more. I feel when it's like, it's not a violent death, you feel kind of like, I don't know, it's just a different feeling about it. When Young Dolph died and, it was like, what? Like, this is crazy, But with Virgil passing, it's like, okay, it feels like more of a celebration of life in a sense, Like, it feels like more of like, he did it on his terms type stuff, you get what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why, for me personally, it still feels a little surreal.
Yeah, I think the craziest thing about these deaths is like with Chadwick and with MF Doom and stuff like that. I think the craziest part about those is that we live in an era and a time where we know more about celebrities more than ever. We know more about famous people. They're so accessible. They have Instagram stories, they have YouTube channels. They tweet when they get upset and angry. So to have that much access and availability to a public figure, and then they battle something like that, and you had no idea. You feel like you should know because I know who you're dating. I know what you had for dinner. I know how many kids you have, and I know how your kids look and how tall they are now. Like, the picture of did you guys see that picture of Beyonce and two of her daughters? Yeah, and the other baby looks like Blue.
It
Like
looks
exactly like Blue. Like it's weird, but anyways, it's like everybody had the exact same reaction of like, wow, she made Blue twice. And, you know, like we all know Blue's name. We all know who Northwest is. You know what I'm saying? Like we know who all these children, you know, so when you know so much about these people and their lives and everything like that, you know, when something that big can fly under the radar in a time like this, it's kind of, you're kind of like, it's just kind of crazy. You got caught off guard with it. I know with Chadwick, it was like a punch in the stomach, man, because it was just like, it was 2020, so many they were coming like back to back to back. You know, Jelani was talking about Dolph and this and Virgil being back to back, but you know, in 2020, it was everybody on in every type of field, you know, dying back to back to back. So that was just another blow for me. So it really hurt when Chadwick passed. With Virgil, it was just like sad, man. It was just, you know, 41 years old, like Jelani said, didn't even get to 50. You know, it's just very sad, sad for his family and everything. I
I
guess the
think
thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was also going to say, I think for me, it's weird because I guess Virgil, as in comparison to like he was a big figure just because of the Off White and you know him being the creator, I mean the head creative of Louis Vuitton. But I guess for me personally, he didn't really have much impact. So that's why, like, I think that's another thing that's like with him passing, you know, and it's I'm not saying that to downplay his death or anything, but it's just I think that's why for me it's like wow, like I'm still seeing it like 2 days later, and it's like wait, what? He really passed, huh? You know, but it didn't really hit me as hard as other deaths have. But he's just as monumental as these people, you know, because he's done a lot for the culture, you know.
Well, the talk hasn't been that loud on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Dolph, it was like they're still posting Dolph stuff. You know, 2 weeks later. But with Virgil, it was like the day of. It was heavy on Virgil, and it's kind of been quiet since. I mean, at least from my perspective, on my time. I don't know about you, Jelani, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly, Rashad, when you were just talking about how we how we have as much access to these celebrities as we do, but at the end of the day, we don't. Once these people log off Twitter or Instagram, unless TMZ catches them slipping or something like that, we don't know like what they do every single day of their lives, every moment. You know what I mean? These people, regardless of whatever their status is, they're human beings just like us. So it's just a humbling thing to think about somebody like that. That's what really affects me. Like when I see people like Kobe or Virgil or some people that I know worked hard at their craft go out young, it messes with me mentally because it's like, yo, one, we don't know how much time we have, and two, it's like if I could put in all this work and go out like that, it's like, is it really worth it? You know what I mean? It just makes me think about stuff like that a lot.
Yeah, man. 2020 definitely put like life in perspective for me of like what's important and stuff. It's like because if you want to work yourself to this level, blah blah blah, and then you look at the end of it and it's over, and it's like, what was it for? Like existential crisis. Like I had that heavy in 2020, but a thing I want to ask, I think Mo wanted to add something. I'll let Mo add it first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like, in those situations, it's all about the balance. A lot of people talk about the balance and, it's hard to find that balance between, work and family. But I think that's where I don't know, spending money on like stupid, trivial things, but if you're spending money on experiences, on like really bettering your life, then I feel like it does feel worth it at the end, 'Cause, like, I'm pretty sure.
MDMA, highly recommend MDMA.
You said what?
MD.
Did you say MDMA? Highly. Okay, this boy trying to be off the
You're
Molly.
spending money on experiences, man. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead, Mo. Mo. We done lost most of the internet.
Molly talk got him froze.
All right, so here we go. Banter. But one thing. Okay. There you go. You back now. Mo. You back now.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying. Yeah. Okay. Don't do Molly.
I don't know where that came. I don't know what the correlation was. So yeah. So about death, Molly. By the way.
If you're trying to speed it up, go ahead and take the Molly. But yeah, if you're trying to enjoy life, I would not recommend Molly. But yeah, man, I just feel, that's just one of the things that I've been just reading a lot of different books about, just about finding that balance to where when you are, because sometimes you work yourself to these crazy, to get to these points, but you don't really have nothing to show for it because you're not enjoying the process. You're not finding the joy along the way. And I feel like Virgil, like I can't speak for him, of course, and but I feel like he's probably one of those people that like enjoyed it along the way,
He smelled the roses.
Yeah, for real, So I don't know. For some reason, like he gives me that vibe. Like as I said, like they didn't in the statement. I feel like with Chadwick Boseman, they kind of said more of like he felt more at peace. He was with his family. Blah blah blah. They didn't really say that in the Virgil statement, but I don't know. I get that vibe that if this is something you knew for 2 years, is I don't know. I feel like you kind of accepted it at this point. But also was able to enjoy everything that you wanted to. I mean, you became the first Black, creator of Louis Vuitton. Like hearing those stories of him and Kanye back in Japan, being in like a 1-bedroom apartment, sitting there learning how to Photoshop. It's like it got to feel worth it at the end for at least in that situation.
Did you see the video of when, at the end of his show, when he saw Kanye pointing him out, they hugged and cried to Ghost Town Part 1.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, but when I saw that video, it was just like it just encapsulated everything you said of him really smelling the roses and enjoying the process, and that was a beautiful video. But I don't want to stay too because we said we don't want to stay dark. But this was a thing that I did watch this past week. Mac Miller. I'm sorry for laughing. It was like the final 60 hours of Mac Miller's life. Have you guys seen that video?
Nah.
Was it like one of those YouTube documentaries?
Yeah,
or was it like
it was a
okay.
YouTube doc.
Nah, I
Man,
didn't see that.
it was crazy, bro. Like this man Mac, bro, he had a girl bring over. Oh, so this is what he did. He hit his plug in the studio like, "Yo, can you bring blue, red, and so and so this that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I could do that." And he's like, "What time you gonna get here?" Cool. He was like, "About 2:15." He's like, "All right, bet." So I think 2:15 came around, and his plug was busy doing something else. So he hit up somebody else and was like, "Yo, do you know where Brent is? Whatever his name is. You know where Brent is?" No, 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 I don't know where Brent is, but I could send you somebody else. I could send you the girl, and she could get you right. And he's like, "Okay, can I get yellow, red, blah blah blah?" And then so she was like, "Okay, all right." So the girl came over to the studio to give him the drugs, but also at this time Brent was like, "Yo, you still need him? My bad. I was away from my phone. I had to go take care of some other business."
Typical plug.
Yeah, yeah. So he said, "Yeah, still come over." So he had 2 orders of what he originally wanted. So he got the 2 orders of what he originally wanted, but the girl was also offering other services to Mac. So Mac took advantage of them services. That was 3,000, and then 315 for the drugs. So this is all in the text messages of his last day, and so the woman's texting him. She's like, "Yeah, so yeah, it's 3,000, and then so about 3,315." He's like, "All right, you want me to send on Cash App? I could send it in the morning." She's like, "Yeah, Cash App's fine." So that's what he did. So I mean, it's just when it was like the details like that, just things like I would never kind of expect, you know what I'm saying, from his last day. And it was just sad, but you know, like you said, the dude gave him the wrong thing, and the dude was texting about it. He was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go to jail. I need to flee. I need to go to Mexico or something." And these are all through text messages, so the government has it all. It makes you think about you really don't have the privacy that you think you have in life. But yeah, that was the little documentary I watched this past week, and I really liked it. It was very eye opening.
Mm.
But
That
the
was,
thing,
that
well,
was
also, no. I already saw where Jelani was going with that, so I was like, let me save myself.
we just
So Virgil, with the Virgil thing,
things.
how do y'all feel about kind of a Black man with interracial family with the white wife? Like, do you feel like Virgil got a lot of like it became a meme, right? So I just wanted to know like how y'all feel about that. Do y'all think yeah, just pick I'll leave it open ended right there. How do y'all feel about black men and interracial marriages?
I'm torn right now because with all due respect to Mo's private life, I don't know what race his significant other is, so I don't want to say nothing potentially
We
disrespectful.
practice black love over here.
Okay, for sure. I was just making sure. Okay, bet. Um, I feel like it's less socially acceptable now than it was at one point. I remember I don't know. Obviously, like when you go back to like the civil rights era and the Jim Crow era and all that, like it wasn't acceptable at all. Like it wasn't a thing. But I feel like we reached a point. Uh, I mean, I was a little kid, or like a baby in the '90s, but like '90s, 2000s, early 2010s. I feel like it wasn't like some people would still look at you when you'd have to explain it to auntie and grandma and stuff like that. But like it wasn't maybe because Twitter wasn't around, it wasn't for it to be like a topic like that. But I feel like it wasn't as frowned upon now. Now, like if you pop out with a white girl, listen, brother, you better have the fence lined up. You better have your evidence, all that, because they're coming for you, dog. I don't know. It's not my thing. I prefer black women, but to each his own. You know what I mean?
I mean, as I said, like my girl black, but I don't feel anything against a person who is dating a white person, as long as you guys are mutually integrating each other into each other's culture, because too many times white women get the black dudes and then the black dudes just go straight into their culture. And then they don't really bring the white women into theirs, and and so, like, with that being said, I feel like, because I don't know, like, I'm not gonna frown on anybody for love, and I understand how. So y'all give me crazy looks, but like, I mean, that's just how I feel.
No, I'm
No,
with you.
I was just trying not to laugh because you speaking the real. You speaking the real. I was just trying not to
I got a lot
laugh.
of funny thoughts on this topic, but
Yeah, nah, for real. It's like, I really do think it's just a lot of times, a lot of black men, they go to white women because they're not strong enough to handle a black woman. And then with them not being strong enough, it's like also they're not strong enough to lead that white woman into their culture as well. And it's just like, you shouldn't just be whitewashed once you date a white woman. It shouldn't be now you wearing Crocs Crocs are fine, but now you wearing Sperry's, you got on the high khakis, you feel like you got to be X, Y, and Z. It's like, you know, like the one example that I really think about is my homegirl, a girl that I used to be cool with. She used to work at the African American Museum in DC. And she used to tell me all the time that when it would be an interracial couple that was a black woman and a white man, the white man will always be super interested. He would like sit there and walk through, look at all the paintings, look at everything, because he understands that this is important to her. But it's like if it's like vice versa and it's a black man and a white woman, it's like a lot of times the white woman will just be like, oh, can we just keep moving? Oh, I don't really want to look at that, And even though how much it may be important to you, you're now having to forget and like give up a part of yourself and in things that you find important just so you can satisfy this woman. And then so in those instances, I feel like if you're going into a relationship like that, then I look down on it. When I see those super whitewashed black dudes, and it's like, clearly you're not trying to even like ingrain her into our culture as well, So that's why I just think it got to be a balance, man. It got to be even, You can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I dated white women, so now I got to act like X, Y, and Z so she'll stay with me. No, be yourself. Be who you truly feel. And that's a problem so many times. But also it goes back to what I was saying. Like, this is something that I truly believe. A lot of black men go to white women because they're not strong enough, or they don't want to deal with a strong woman. And it's nothing against white women, Like white women, you know, not saying that they can't be strong, but it's like a lot of times they're way more submissive. You know, they're going to just sit there and kind of just say whatever, do whatever. And yeah, I don't know. That's from what I've seen, what I've heard, you know.
Are you
So
potting? You potting? If you gonna pot.
yeah, you know, so I mean it takes a strong person to date a black woman, just in general, you know? And that's why, yeah, like if a white man does take on the responsibility of dating a black woman, he understands that it's gonna come with like, I need to really care. I need to really figure out the things that she cares about and care about it with her. You know, not just like be passive and just be like, oh, well, you know, like, oh, that's cool. That's little things that you like to do on your time, you know, little stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not against it, you know, but yeah.
Man, all right. For y'all who don't know, this might be a public announcement to y'all, but you know, I am on the Pan Africanism side. I am on the Black love side because Black love is important because of this. Because you have to continue the legacy and you have to keep, just to be frank, Black people alive. You know, uh, I feel a little bit uncomfortable saying this publicly and everything like that with the following and stuff, but I mean, it's just important. It's just important. It's just important that if you're gonna have Black pride, you know, happy and proud to be Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is up to us as the men to keep that legacy going, and you know, for you know our children to be Black and our children's children to be Black, and you know what I'm saying? Because if not, then we lose the culture. Excuse me. Today in Atlanta, as we're recording this, Atlanta's having the mayoral runoff between Andre Dickens and Felicia Moore. And, you know, I've covered a couple of the events and rallies and stuff leading up to the runoff over here. And the thing that a lot of people have explained is the reason why they feel this one is so important. And I heard the same thing at the last election as well with Keisha Lance Bottoms and Mary Norwood. It's very important. It's pivotal to preserve the culture in Atlanta because once the culture is gone, this is what T.I. said, once the culture is gone, there's no getting it back. You know, there's no flipping on the switch once it goes. So once you lose, uh, the Black race is gone. It's gone forever. Like there's no more, you know what I'm saying? And you look at other cultures and other backgrounds, you look at a lot of the Asian community, you look at a lot of, you know, the Native American community. You know, there's Native American tribes still in America and stuff that are so strong and so tight knit. You know, they don't do anything outside of themselves. You know, it's uh, I used to work in Mississippi, and they had Choctaw County, Choctaw Central. Their basketball team came to the state championship. Every parent, every supporter, every kid, a sister, brother, in the student section, they were all Native American. The coaches were Native American. The photographer, the team photographer was Native American. And of course, the entire team was Native American. Like those kind of just things. I don't know. It's just kind of a beautiful thing to see, you know, that they were holding on to them because they know what's at stake. You know, if they're gone, who's going to keep the Native American thing going? You know, so I think for the sake of that, for just the Black bloodlines and the history and tradition and everything, keeping it strong and Black, I think that's why Black love is so important on a like kind of beyond the surface level and stuff. On the surface level, I think a lot of times a question that you can kind of see, I think the reason why a lot of people have an issue with this because sometimes it could be seen, sometimes in some scenarios, I don't want to say all of them, I don't want to generalize too much, but it could be seen as self-hatred, you know. uh I know when I was a little kid, you know, I know I wanted some white features and stuff like that, and you know, because you know it's what we're taught and you know watching media and stuff growing up. So when you see these grown men, it's kind of like they're that self-hatred from their childhood that was embedded in them subconsciously. It's kind of like that's what they jump to. That's how I feel about it.
No, you know, like, so my one rebuttal to that is, you know, when you say that if a Black person has a baby with a white person, now the lineage is gone. But it's like, our first black president that we all claim is our first black president is of that lineage, is of a mixed bloodline. And that's the thing, is like realistically, regardless how much, like, unless you just look white passing, like a Halsey, she's mixed, but, or like,
Logic.
yeah, Logic, like, unless you just clearly just look like just super white passing,
Rashida
you're,
Jones.
yeah, but you could tell she's still mixed.
Yeah,
But
I know. I'm just throwing out names now.
And her name is Rashida.
Right. Quincy was like, "Hey, we gotta keep some black," but
Right.
but for real, I think in those instances, they still identify themselves as black because that's how the world is still going to see them. So I don't think it really takes away anything from the lineage, and also I think about, there's been plenty of black leaders that we've had that had white significant others, but did a lot of monumental things for the culture. So, and I just think sometimes, it's so crazy. I had this debate with Mike at work one day because
Where's
we were
Mike?
talking about
Noel?
yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so I didn't want to say a government.
Yeah, no. I know.
But yeah, I was having this discussion with Noel, and he feels the same way as you. And I was telling him, I'm like, yo, like, it's just like, we sit here and talk about how money got to stay inside the black family, blah blah blah. But if that black family is not donating to the black community,
All
that
money
money,
in. RP Nip.
yeah, no facts. But I just think about, sometimes it's like we put an emphasis on making sure that the money stays, like, yeah, no, you got to date a black person so that the money can stay within the black community. But it's not in the black community. It's in that one family's hand. It's something that I be thinking about. Cause I'm like, yo, a lot of these people who be very well off, they're not shopping at black-owned places. They're not donating to black organizations. It's just the fact that we could say a black person has money. And that kind of that's counteractive, in my personal opinion, because it's like, if you're not continuing to help the black community, then you just like the rest of them. You feel me? Because it's like, that's money that we're never going to see, that we're never going to touch. You feel me? And it's like, so that's why I feel like if we all going to get to a better place, then that's something that needs to be done more. We need to, as a people, like, start really like putting the money into our community, not into a singular person or a singular family hands. That's like, I don't know, that, and that's just how I personally feel about it. So that's why I feel like people emphasize on, no, make sure the money they got to stay in the black family, stay in the black community. But it's like, y'all not really putting that money, y'all not circulating that money. I heard a thing today where it was talking about on the radio, saying that it's like $1.3 billion or something like that, of black money gets circulated. And only 3% of that gets circulated back into the black community. It's like, what do we, I'm like, y'all want to sit here and argue about whether this person has a black wife or a black wife or a white wife, blah, 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 but they ain't putting no money into the community. So what are we really talking about, And I think that's how I personally feel, It's just kind of like, y'all want to emphasize on who a person loves, but if that person is not putting the money back into the community, regardless of who their spouse is, because we start talking about with the Vanessa Bryant thing, because like just how you said it, it's like all his money's with a Hispanic woman now, but everybody act like she just finished start giving all this money to Hispanic heritage, and I'm like, for real, like, I'm like, Kobe wasn't.
Oh, but by the way, Dr. Umar said that. Dr. Umar said that, and I told them that Dr. Umar said that. Rashad did not say that. Dr. Umar said that, and Rashad said, "Hey, look at what Dr. Umar said." That was it.
Facts. No, I feel that, but that's just what I'm saying. It's just like, I feel like there's too much emphasis on the wrong things at times. Like, and one of the rebuttals that Mike had gave me was like, well, I mean, let's say like a black dude marries a white woman, and then that white woman asks for money for her brother, and then like he takes some money and then starts a business, and then that money is now like circulating into the white community.
It's fan.
But I'm like,
I'm sorry, Mo, for cutting you off. I wanted to shout this out, but before we moved on, and I forgot. Drew Holiday married a white woman, the lady on the USA women's soccer team. And
Hmm.
Drew Holiday has donated so much money to black businesses, him and his wife. So I just wanted to shout out Drew Holiday. Continue.
Facts. And that's what I'm talking about. It's just like instead of being worried about what the person who they're in love with or who they're deciding to marry, let's talk about what is that person really doing for the community, you know? And that's what I'm saying. It's like with his rebuttal of saying that, let's say uh a white woman marries a black dude and she asks for money like for her brother for him to start a business, blah blah blah. But I'm like, that's the issue. It's like these like a black person a lot of times can probably like be in that same situation if you have a solid business plan and you have like let's say you date a white woman who's very well off and then you talk to her dad and it's like yo like I'm trying to start this business blah 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 but that'd be the issue. It's like we be asking for money so we can get through rent for the year. Like motherfuckers people be asking for money for my bad, but it's like people be asking for money for like stupid stuff. You feel me? It's like I'm trying to get a new car. It's like I just want to put food on the table for this week. It's like little stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with. But it's just like, yo, we got to think bigger. And I think that's the issue in the black
But
community
but
in general.
but that's not our problem. Like no one teaches. Like people don't teach that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have reached out and tried to teach it, and there's people in different pockets and certain exceptions because it's up to us, right? It's up to Jelani, it's up to Mo, it's up to Rashad, it's up to us who did have were privileged to at least know kind of surface level things like that, right? It's up to us to go and educate the kids on that, right? It's up to us to go back and educate those kids who didn't have someone to tell them, yo, you need to do this. What goes back to the first episode we did, financial literacy for scammers, 1 a.m. podcast out right now. But, like that's just kind of how I see it. It's like you can say the kids need to do this, the kids need to focus on this, but no one's teaching the kids this. So you can't blame the kids for what they ain't being taught. Go ahead.
No, and I'm not blaming the kids. I'm talking about adults because I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the adults,
But the
and
adults move that way because they weren't taught as kids.
no, and you're right. But I mean, and that's why, and that goes into what I'm saying. It's like you have these people who be very well off in these situations, but it's like, and yeah, they'll have like a black spouse or whatever, but they're not going back and teaching. They're not going back and helping. And that's the thing. I'm like, we're so worried about who a person is wanting to marry. We're not really sitting here thinking about the bigger picture of like, all right, forget if that person is married to X, Y, and Z. Are they coming back and teaching us what we need to learn? Are they coming back and helping us and really putting the money back into the community so that we can all prosper? And that's just how I personally feel. So that's why for me, like the whole like who I marry, like who you marry and all that different stuff, it's like that's not as important. It's just like because I'm like, yo, like we need to sit here and teach each other like different things. And that's what I'm saying. It's like even if like a black person goes and marries and has a baby with a white person, 9 times out of 10 that baby gonna identify as black still. You feel me? Because that's how they're gonna be seen. Like
I
ever
don't
since
know,
the
man.
one
I
percent.
lived in Alabama for a year and a half, man. It ain't the same as it is in Metro Atlanta.
Okay, I guess speak on that because I haven't been there. So
It's a lot of in a small town or whatever over there in small town Alabama. It's like it's a lot of interracial couples for some reason. A lot of interracial babies and stuff, mixed babies, and a lot of those babies, they kind of drift off to one side, and then if the other side even tries to approach them, they kind of like, give them a snarl, give them a weird looking face. So it's just it's very, it's kind of like they're decades behind in a small town. I don't know if you guys ever like lived in a small, but it's like you're in the 70s or the 60s or something. Like there's a there's this in these small towns there's a black high school that's all black. It's like kind of beaten down in a bad neighbor, like a broken down neighborhood, poor neighborhood. And then like 5 minutes around the corner is a private school, which is still pretty beaten down, broken down and stuff, but it's a private school and all the kids are white except for like 3 kids on the football team who also play on the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and those kids were recruited from the other schools so they compete with other private schools in Alabama. but it's just very weird. It's very segregated, very just backwards and like behind the times. It's kind of chilling, you know, in a way. Like it's like you would see that they normalize like stuff that is on the outside is like crazy. So like it was this kid that walked up to me and I interviewed him with a Confederate flag shirt, and there's kind of like um I don't even know if I want to say that. I don't want to throw no shade on them, but yeah, it's just different out there, bro. It's a whole different world out there. But go ahead, Jelani. I want to hear you say something if you had anything. He was
Yeah,
looking like I don't have any. I'm gonna let him go.
no. We just had like a very serious talk about interracial dating. I just want to touch on a couple of the funnier sides of interracial dating. I had a homegirl. This young woman is Black, and she had a white boyfriend at one point, and she said that she didn't like performing head on her knees for him because she felt like it was kind of racist, and that shit was hilarious to me. Just to know
She was
like,
black.
yeah, she was Black.
Okay,
She
okay.
like getting on her knees to suck
Yo,
him off.
side note, I've only got head on knees like less than a handful of times. It's like when the girls really just drop into their knees.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like usually on like a bed, comfortable.
A bed
Like,
or like a couch, or I don't know.
yeah, like okay,
Hey
I guess if
Mo,
I'm on the couch
hey
or something.
Mo knows. Hey, no pun. Mo knows. Hey, them days. Hey, them high school days, boy. Remember when you had to get me out of the parking lot
Oh,
You got
what?
sucked off in the parking lot.
on the night of graduation, bro?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like them days, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I think I
Oh,
was
you
with
was
you.
with Mo? Yeah, yeah. I think you was with Mo, bro.
Oh, when your car broke
Yeah,
down,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
were
So
you
yeah, well,
not to disrespect the young lady,
oh yeah,
were
yeah.
you about to?
Shout out to the whole family. You know what I'm saying? The husband and the
Okay,
children
we
and the
could
kids.
stop there.
Wait,
We could just
were you about to receive treatment when we picked you up that night?
Out to.
Oh, it just finished. Hey,
Hey, I was trying to start the car up, and that. But oh, hold on, man. But yeah, what was the thing we were talking about here?
yeah.
We
All right, keep going,
get
Jelani.
yeah, sometimes you just gotta lighten the mood, man. Like it was getting real serious. We're talking about investments, and sometimes you just gotta bring up sucking dick just to just it's the topic, No, but I feel what y'all saying though. I'm with y'all.
I was saying, I guess like a little kind of sports topic, but Paige Beckers, she got the Gatorade deal, and she was like the first. Well, they announced her as the first collegiate athlete under NIL to sign with Gatorade. But Ty Washington, the guard on the men's side in Kentucky, he signed with Gatorade like a month prior, but none of his stuff can be found anymore of signing with Gatorade. Anyways, long story short, we were talking about it of how Paige could very well get a signature shoe before she leaves UConn. Like, and the signature shoe in women's basketball is very rare. It's only like 12 players that have a signature shoe. Like, and Maya Moore never got a signature shoe with Jordan, just to give you some perspective on that. So I said, if Paige Beckers gets a signature shoe before Asia Wilson gets one, that's racist. And so I just wanted to know, like, on y'all side, like, how do y'all feel? And it was like a joke or whatever, but still, like, how would y'all feel if you saw something like that, of kind of like the advancement and the way that Paige gets promoted and stuff versus like Black professionals who won MVPs on a professional level, were in the Sweetie music video, who were pretty big celebrities themselves.
I mean,
No, my fault, I didn't cut you off. I just
no,
want
you
to say I
good.
love her. Listed being in a Saweetie video as like one of her career accomplishments. NBA MVP, legend in a Saweetie video. So,
I was trying to say like, oh, she's like celebrity, she's popping, she's.
I get what you're saying.
No, I mean,
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Well, okay, I was going to say it kind of goes into what we were saying, like at the beginning of, like in like the first episode, or I don't know if that was the first episode, but it was one of the early episodes when we was talking about how Paige Beckers made end up being the most popular player in all of collegiate sport, you know? But I mean, I do feel like it does have something to do with that she's a white girl hooping, you know, but I mean, I guess, I don't know, stuff like that I don't really like read into it too much. Like, I guess it is like, that is kind of messed up that, you know, there's a lot of people in the league that deserve a signature shoe before her, but at the same time, I don't know if they have the same hype as her, you know? Because I'm like, Paige Beckers is, you know, pretty well known at this point. And Asia Wilson is known, but it's more of if you know WNBA. Like Paige Beckers is kind of just known in general. Like it's kind of like, you know, it's the social media effect. Like everybody's been watching her since she was like, you know, 14 pretty much. But you know, like I will say though, it's so interesting. There's been she must really be far because it's like in comparison, because there's been a lot of she is really good, like from what I've seen. And I just say that because there's been like quite a few like white women like that has gotten this hype like prior to this over the last few years, you know, like the high school hype, you know, and like I think one of the girls go to like Stanford now. There's that one girl that go to Louisville.
Haley Van. And then the Stanford girl you're talking about might be Cameron Brink, Steph Curry's like god sister, like god cousin, something like that.
Okay, yeah. You know, it's interesting to see they were there. You know, they're kind of in that same platform, but Paige, like, she really rose above.
Yeah, Paige above all of them. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, I don't know, man. I guess we got to figure out how Kaepernick feels about it. Maybe you're throwing in a new episode.
What do you think? Oh, go ahead, Jelani. I'll let Jelani go.
Just from a marketing standpoint, I don't think there hasn't been like that many, not even just shoes, there haven't been like that many apparel items marketed by white athletes that Black people have bought into. Like the only ones that I could think of that were like particular items that like was branded by a white athlete, that as far as like clothing stuff, not like bubblegum commercials or nothing like that, but the old Live Strong bracelets, like you see a lot of Black people wearing like the Lance Armstrong Live Strong bracelets. I know back in like the 90s, like the Andre Agassi, like the tennis shoes, like certain pairs of those were popping and stuff like that. But outside of that, we've never had like a white NBA star. Like when Steve Nash was winning MVPs, nobody was wearing the Air Nashes or whatever, if that even existed. Like nobody was wearing, like Jokic just won MVP. I think he's gonna put out or he's supposed to have his own signature shoe eventually. And I don't know if it's
hey, we can wrap over that. We can wrap over that. We only got about 15 minutes left. The Jokic brothers, bro. Have y'all been keeping up with this? I'm becoming a fan of the Jokic brothers.
I mean, other than them letting people know that if they got smoke, you know, they with it. I haven't seen nothing.
So after that whole Twitter thing, right? They deleted the Twitter, like right after. They literally just had 2 tweets, then deleted the Twitter. Anyways, so the rematch against Miami and Denver, where this whole thing started of Jokic pushing Markieff Morris and Morris getting back up and the brothers talking on Twitter and everything like that, and Miami coming to the locker room trying to see Jokic and stuff. The rematch of that was last night in Miami. And the Jokic brothers were pulling up. So before the game, Udonis Haslam was like, I'm hearing about the Jokic brothers pulling up, and I hear that they trouble. Just know this my city, and y'all ain't about to do all that. We came here to play basketball. Anything else, y'all can keep that outside. We ain't doing that in my city. And I was like, yo, this is wild. So anyways, the Jokic brothers walk in, like, before the game. They sit right behind the Denver bench, and it's like a big deal. It goes viral. So anyways, they play the game. Denver wins. Jokic has a great game. Jokic goes to the club, hosts a party at a club with his 2 brothers, and they play the Bosnian or the Serbian anthem, national anthem, and then they're singing it. You know, Jokic is over there with his brothers. And then then the DJ goes, and they're like, ah! And then they like transition into Who Wants Smoke With Me But it was pretty cool. But anyways, it's like this man came in your city with his brothers after talking trash, beat you on the court, came to your club and hosted it. Like, it's just wild. I'm a fan of the Jokic brothers now, bro.
Nah, facts. Nah, me too. I mean, they about that life. I think that's the thing that people be underestimating. I'm like, yo, these European dudes, man, especially the Eastern Europeans, like they come from war torn like country, bro. Like they really with all the smoke, bro. Like they don't care about none of that. So that's why I was like, man, like I don't know, the Morris brothers, they fake bullies to me anyway. Like I'm not the biggest fan of them. Like I didn't like how he sat there and hit dude, and then when act like, oh, like I don't know why he hit me. It's like, bro, like you saw what you did. You know what you did. You know.
Yeah, dudes be thinking because they grew up hooping with the hoop with no net, like that makes them tough or whatever. Like, nah, bro, these people. Like I know, as Black people, a lot of times I don't want to generalize it like for all of us, but a lot of Black people, they see a white person just assume that they're tougher than I don't know. Maybe just, as far as like, especially when we talk about basketball culture, like when the white boy comes on the court, everybody's calling them white boy, and we always have the jokes about them being 3-point shooters and stuff like that. Like, so yeah, I think he just thought that he was just gonna do that to him and nothing was gonna happen to him. But it's like, nah, bro, like it's a 7-foot Serbian. He's not just gonna take that.
Facts.
Boy,
Or that's like with Luca last year, you know?
Yeah.
They were trying to sit there and bully Luca. And it's like, bro, and it's the same people.
Trash.
It's like I don't know. I'm just like, bro, just hoop, bro. Like y'all want to sit there and act like that's why I'm just not a big fan of them. I'm like, they be doing their thing from time to time. You know, they be hooping, but it's just a lot of times they're just on the court to be enforcers, to be bullies, you know?
Marcus Smart.
Huh?
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, but Marcus Smart.
But he can play. He's talented, but he gets on the court to do annoying things. And like, I don't know. I don't like Marcus Smart. I just wanted to throw him in there. I don't like Marcus
No, facts. No, that's the thing. Just like what Enes Kanter said, it's like a lot of these dudes be acting like they not Enes Kanter. Why I say him? Rudy
I was about
Gobert.
to say, cause he the poster boy of that, Mr. Twitter Fingers.
Yeah, I meant Rudy Gobert.
You gotta say his new name. You gotta say his new name. It's Enes Kanter Freedom.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, don't forget the freedom.
Nah, facts. Yeah. Nah, did you see after the Isaiah Stewart and LeBron thing, did y'all see what Gilbert Arenas posted?
Yes.
I didn't even want to read it because it looked like it was just too many emojis from a grown man. Screenshot.
I didn't read the whole thing, but he said one part in there, he said, Enes, he was like, yeah, so look, you can't mess with LeBron. They gonna send you straight out the league. You see Enes Kanter messed with LeBron 3 years ago, and he got the president of Turkey on his ever since.
Yeah.
Or wherever he's from. I can't remember where he's from. Is he from Turkey?
I believe so.
I think I think Turkey's like actually where he's from. But yeah,
oh
man,
yeah, because
he was
Turkoglu.
like extorted and like on a terrorist list like a couple years ago. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, Hito Turkoglu is like a representative for them now. Like he's a high-ranking official.
Ambassador?
I don't think he's an ambassador. I think he's like an actual official for the Turkish government.
Wow. Shout out to Hito Turkoglu.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hito.
Yeah, that man had a good run in Orlando.
Man, he had a couple years for real. Like he was knocking down them shots. I think that was Christmas when he banked in that 3 at the top of the key to win the game. And I know we tried to go away from sports, and now I'm getting into geeky stuff because I'm talking about the 2010 Christmas Day game with the Orlando Magic and Boston Celtics in Orlando. So
I know we good now. We are.
Oh yeah. We at the end now. We at the end. Yeah. So what do you think about Jameer Nelson versus Mo Williams? Who's better in 2009? But but yeah, like I remember that Hito Turkoglu, bro, was it for a couple of seasons, man, for sure. Wrapping up, I guess, does anybody have anything else that they wanted to mention? It's a short episode this week. Anything else before we get out of here?
How y'all feel about like have y'all been Did y'all know that Migos and Baby got beef?
Yeah,
I
I know
did.
about that.
I
Yeah.
did. Because
Like,
I was talking to somebody about it. I was talking to Tally about it. I'll use that name. I was talking to Tally about it at the game, and we were talking about how Baby has never performed at a Hawks game. And it's like,
mhm.
well, I guess it's because that Migos beef is so strong. And, the Hawks rather rock with Migos than, because of Quavo than Baby. And yeah, but go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was gonna say, I don't know if y'all heard the story. Allegedly, Baby got like Baby and his people had ended up jumping. What's his name? Offset. Yeah, like I don't know, it's just so crazy. Like, cause you would just, it's very under wraps. Like Atlanta Beast be so under wraps, like you don't really hear about it. But yeah,
Did you
yeah.
did you see the clip? It was like a couple of months ago. They were getting interviewed. This was when they were doing a press run for Culture 3. Peter Rosenberg from Hot 97, he asked him about Lil Baby and just the run he had been on. They gave like the shortest, most dry, like, no, it's good for him. You know what I'm saying? It was like something like that. It was like real, yeah, yeah, I don't think they too fond of each other. I don't know if that rumor is true. I heard that same thing too about the dice game and them getting jumped and all that. But
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's what it
wonder.
happened over a dice game.
yeah, like
But was it the
allegedly,
dice game? The infamous picture of them outside the BET Awards?
I don't know. Apparently, it was like I think it was like it had something to do with 42 Doug. It was like it was some real petty street shit. Like people still be from the streets just because they got money. So it's like the same way you see like $5 fights over dice games in the hood. It's like people still fight over dice games. Celebrities, they just more money. You know what I mean?
By the way, I hope YK Osiris is good. You saw him have the Lord take me right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's good. And everybody just joked on him, was like, man, if you just gonna give him his money after they said, pay attention to men's mental health. So, shout out to YK Osiris, man. I hope your mental health is going well, man.
Oh, I was gonna joke on him now. I thought you was. Thought you
No,
was
no, he said, Lord, take me. And everybody was joking on him, like, give him his money. And then it was like, but I was like, bro, you know what? Like, it is Mental Health Awareness Month for men.
yeah.
Suicide rates are so high for us because we keep everything to ourselves. So, I just, sending some positive energy to YK.
No, shout out to YK. I pray that the fiver axe falls from the sky and he could settle his debt. You know.
Facts.
We'll give you the world.
Yeah, yo, chill out. Chill out. Jelani couldn't help it, bro. He couldn't help it.
That's the only song I know by him.
Yeah, no, I mean, like that's someone. Did you guys see Clark's Homecoming?
Nah.
It was like Lollapalooza, bro. They had everybody. They had speaking of, they had Baby and Quavo perform. But yeah, DC Fly Guy, he hosted it because he went to Clark. Bro, he brought out everybody. YK came out and he did "I'll give you the world, baby girl." He had 21. He had Young Thug, Gunna, T.I. I'm like, bro, how did you even what? Asian Doll, Saucy Santana.
Mm.
He brought out Jada and Ari. And they was like, y'all stay in school. I didn't go to school, y'all, but y'all stay in school. I was like, bro, like, I don't even get the obsession with that. I know Jelani's got a fire in on that, but we run out of time. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, but that was pretty much it. That's all I had.
I want to
had
say
something
something.
else. Go ahead, Mo.
I want to say, yo, like a lot of people be trying to look at Ari like she just like some chick that's just a professional baby mama, pretty much, or just like I don't know. They be trying to look down on her, but I'm like, yo, Shorty really be getting to a bag. Like I don't know, like. I feel like with some of these women, they be getting bad raps for no reason. And I feel like Ari's one of those people that like, if you, especially like her tweets and stuff, I be seeing like a few of her tweets go viral here and there. And she be talking about some real stuff. She really be talking about like, yo, go get your check. Go like, go grind, like little stuff like that. And she talks about like money back, yo, and everybody be like, cause you're G Herbo's baby mom, and all that extra stuff. But I don't know, like, I could see her really, and she seemed like she really down for money back from what I've seen, So I like, I just wanted to kind of say that because I feel like she be getting a bad rap out here. Like she just like some professional baby mom, pretty much, you know. But she really be getting to a check, like for real, you know. Like her hair business, like you know, her and what's Buddy from Atlanta, that the
Lakeith?
gay dude that like be doing everybody hair. He be like
I know
dream,
his name. I'm just not proud of the
Saucy
fact that I know his
Santana?
name.
right?
I think it's
If
like
I could,
Arrogant Tay or something like that.
yeah, arrogant take.
I'm not proud of myself that I know that.
Nah,
What does that
but
say about who I follow? That I know Ari's hairdresser.
but I think like they own that business together though.
Oh, yeah,
Like, yeah, you know, so that's why I'm just like, yo, like, I feel like just a lot of times, I think that's a topic that we should go over one day. Just the fact that a lot of these women be getting shaded, but they really be out here. They really be business women, you know? Like, that's one thing I always felt about like Kim Kardashian. You know, like even that whole Kardashian family, I'm like, they all getting money. It's like, yeah, some of it is based off of the fact of who they are, but it's like they still have to work to bring in this money, you know? It's like with Kylie becoming the first billionaire, and that's a whole topic within itself, you know, the whole self-made thing, you know. But I feel like, man, like I'm not gonna take nothing away from her. It's like if it was just that easy as everybody make it seem, the whole family would be billionaires. You know, that's how I see it. So I just feel like women deserve more credit sometimes for their work ethic, for the fact that they really be putting themselves in position to really make some money, you know, and they really be grinding, you know, but it's just because they be bad, they have a BBL, blah, 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 you know, it's just always like, oh, they just like the rest of these chicks, you know, so I feel like a lot of women just be getting bad raps at times, man.
Shout out to Ari. Shout out to the Kardashians. Shout out to Dr. Miami. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Jada. Hey,
Nice.
it ain't nothing. We could just swap it out. You feel me?
You see the label.
Yo, the fact that like she co-signed that too, I was just like, all right, you really this salty at baby, bro? like, cause she went in, like she liked the or I think they followed each other right after he said that.
Yeah, she liked it.
Hey, man.
You just gotta be worth it.
There it is.
But you ain't gotta be perfect. No.
Okay. Mr. 5000.
I'm gonna give you the rub, baby girl. But all right, I'll let you guys close it out.
Oh, that was my closer right there. Shout out to Ari. Shout out to the Kardashians. Shout out to Dr. Miami. Shout out to all the BBL sculptors around the world. You know what I mean?
Women, if you're getting your BBL, make sure you get it done at the right place because you can die.
Literally. All jokes aside.
Yeah, for real. I actually heard I saw one girl talking about it. She was talking about like, yeah, you know, I had to get lipo because I had got shots from like somebody's basement at first, and they told me I can't get shots again because I may die. And yeah, I was like, that's crazy. Y'all really out here getting. I mean, you know, Cardi said the first time she got her butt done was in somebody's basement. I'm like, what? It's not that deep.
Hey man, that's a wild business to have. Like, yo, if you ever want your ass done up in my basement, hit my line real quick.
Now, you know, crazy. I will say one thing about New York, bro. They be doing the wildest stuff, bro. Just the fact that like a lot of people be telling me that like they be having like stripper, because you know they can't have the strippers can't be fully nude in the actual clubs. So it's like, yeah, like, you know, the stripper party. You be in New York. You been to a stripper party, bro?
A stripper party in New York? No, I didn't go to a stripper party, but they do. I've heard of these happening before, though.
I went to a stripper party.
Especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to close off with this. I went to a stripper party one time, bro, up here in Atlanta, and it was cool. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I really realized, like, bro, strippers really ain't for me, for real. Because it's just like, I'm making it rain and stuff, and, you know, I'm throwing money here and there. But it's just like, it was really, I was sitting there thinking, like, bro, what is this for? Like, shorty butt naked dancing on me, bad as hell, you know? But it's just like, I'm sitting here like, what is all this for? You know, it's like, because then Shorty, when I put my money back in my pocket, when Shorty got down and then act like she was about to get on her knees, and then she was sitting there looking up at me. And then that's when I was like, yeah, you're not going to get the rest of this money in my pocket. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to sit here and give me head in the middle of this party. So let's just be honest. And you're not going to give me head for the rest of this money in my pocket. So you can get up. Let's go ahead and keep moving. You know, but yeah, I don't know. It's all an illusion. I don't think it'd be that deep. But shout out to strippers getting their money.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to, you know what I mean? I don't listen, as long as she not, you know, hey man, all I can say about the strippers is, you know, it's another gift and service, you know what I mean? If that's what you into, it's just, I just don't see what the appeal is, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the strippers too.
Rashad, you been to a strip club?
My boy he's handling business right now.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we could go ahead and close off. All right, y'all. You know, this your boy Mo Knows. Follow me on Twitter at rbmo ___ on all social media platforms. Well, not all of them, but yeah, most of them. Yeah, follow me. And then if you want to hear my music, find me on all streaming platforms at Mo Knows.
Follow me on Twitter _Jelani. By the way, 2 underscores at the end. By the way, we are going to be starting social media pages for the podcast. Try to get that started up this week. So, you know what I mean? Look for that. Follow Rashad at some imaginary Twitter name that he's going to tell y'all. Road to 20K. You know what I mean? Yeah, pick up for the boy. You know,
Road to 2K subs.
Road to 3K. Yeah. So.
Damn, this man still ain't got 2K yet?
Does he not have to? Or I said 20K?
Yeah.
Hey, 2K, 20, it's all along the way. You feel me?
Hey, we on the road to all of it, bro. Road to 1 million. So we got to think bigger, bro. Road to 1 million.
Road to 1 million. We're not blocking no blessings.
Facts. I mean, shoot, Rashad ain't here. You got any other topics?
I mean, yeah, listen, we can make it the Mo and Jelani show just for a second. No, I really wanted to ask you when you was telling that story, like, did you, like, she didn't get any, like, coochie stains on your clothes, did she?
Nah, but she was going crazy, though. I'm not even gonna cap. Like she had ended up dropping down, bro. And then it was so weird because how it was. So it was like a bunch of people behind me. And so it was like guys and girls, a bunch of people behind me because I was like right there on like the island. Like it was at somebody's apartment. And so I'm on the island next to the kitchen, and there's a bunch of people behind me who ain't throwing no money. And then there's the people on the couches who are throwing money. And then so I was sitting there just chilling. Like I had just rolled up and I was just sitting there smoking. I really went there because my homeboy who had just got out of jail, he wanted to go. So I'm like, all right, bet. You know, so I didn't plan on throwing any money, but then it got to a point where I was like, fuck it. Like, all right, let me go ahead and let me at least get like 100 real quick just to throw a little something. Cause I was just like, bro, I didn't want to it just felt awkward after a while, just like sitting there. And then so as I'm throwing the money, it was just like, it was like I was the only person catching a dance in my vicinity. And now she didn't get no coochie stains or nothing on me, but yeah, Shorty had like put her legs behind her head. Like she was on the floor going dumb. And I had threw the money and then accidentally like the money had fell like right on her face. And then I was like, damn, my bad. And then she looked at me. She was like, she just started laughing. She was like, you good? And then she got up and just started twerking. But I ain't gonna cap, bro. She was bad. She was dumb bad. But that's when I realized, I was like, bro, yeah, fuck. Like, I don't care about this. I'm like, I got this bad chick who probably got like 50K plus followers on Instagram. And it's like, she butt naked in front of me. And I'm like, nothing's really going through my head right now, you know? Because I know this is just for a business, you know?
Yeah, you can't like touch her. There's no tension of like maybe when we get home we'll do this or whatever. It's just it's like going to it's like going to an amusement park. Like you enjoy the rides while you're there, but it's like after you leave, it's like I don't have a roller coaster in my backyard, like Neverland. Like it's just you're there for the experience, and then once the experience is over, it's it. You know what I mean? Some people now, some of the strippers do offer extended services.
Right.
Some, they treat it like a full contact sport. But yeah, for the most part, you just pay for the moment.
Yeah, nah, for real, bro. Like, I don't know. Some people like some dudes like to go in there. They'll get about 500. Just keep throwing, because for the attention, And I think that's
Yeah.
also the thing. I don't really care about having the attention of like of a beautiful woman. And that's what a lot of dudes be paying for, just to have the attention, so you can look like this or that. I'm like, bro, none of that does nothing for me. I like, and I think that's one thing. And honestly, bro, when I was there, that's one thing I realized. I'm looking at all these dudes sitting here like, they sitting here, they throwing money and stuff, which is cool. But it's just like, I'm like, bro, y'all are really into this. This is really like a vibe for y'all. And I'm like, bro, like, you're not finna hit none of these girls, bro. They all bad, but it's like, you're not finna hit none of them. And then you about to come out your pocket. I don't know, moments like that make me feel like, what did I do this for? Like, I just spent hundreds of dollars on on like these chicks for me to just go home. Like, but at the same time, like, I ain't in the business of paying for pussy either. So that's why I just stay away from all that shit.
Part of it is like wanting to live out your like music video fantasies. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
people grew up seeing their favorite rappers made it rain in the club and videos. It's like now that I'm grown, I want to live out my my BET uncut glory days in real life. So I get it. It's like anything. It's like a hobby for some people. It's just not like it's just not my thing. If we go like if maybe I'll have like a birthday party or somebody I know having a birthday party, then we could do that. But like I ain't the type of just like a casual Tuesday. I'm just pulling up to the booty club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, because it was mad random to me, bro. Like, because I said, like, they had called me, but I knew they wanted me to go. Like, so my homeboy who had just got out, he wanted me to go just so I could take him, because he didn't have his whip at the time. But then, like, they had called me as well before they called him, and was just like, yo, come pull up, blah, blah. Because it's like they needed more people to spend the money so that it could be worth it for the strippers. Because they were spending, like, I think they paid, like, for real, like $200 per stripper. And it was like 4 of them there.
It's like
Like,
low price actually. 200 for them to cut. Like that was at the booking fee.
I guess so. And
they going for the low. 200 for a home delivery.
yeah, nah, I mean, but I like, it's not a bad price, but it's just like, I'm just like, bro, this was just a random Saturday, bro. It wasn't nobody's birthday. It wasn't nothing going on. It was just like, yo, it's Saturday, bro. Come pull up to the stripper party. I'm like, all right, like,
I didn't even know it was that cheap. If I end up throwing a party just on some. See, I want to throw like a real tasty like wine and cheese party, but just have strippers just in the building. I like the balance of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a little classy and ratchet at the same time.
facts. Nah, I'm with that, bro. I ain't gonna cap, bro. As I said, like, Shorty, like, she was the ringleader, bro. Like, if you needed money, bro, you got to go through her. And so she had just like a shit ton of ones just in the back. So if you had cash on you, like, she would just give you ones and stuff. And yeah, Shorty was like, yeah, she was right. So if you trying to do this, bro, just let me know, because I'll talk to some people.
Maybe the first live show. I'm only joking a little bit too. Like the first live show, like that might have to be a thing where we just have like an intermission. People tell people to bring their wines, and
Facts.
they podcast and ask.
Facts. Are you going to Living Royalties show?
I did not. That's Will's thing, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know he was having one.
Yeah, they doing that at the Fox Theater this year.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think it's like January something.
Might be something I'll look into. It's like it's tickets for sale.
Yeah, I think it's on his page, or the Living Royalty page. Yeah, they got tickets that they selling. Yeah, they talking about. I think somebody told me the theme was like 1920s or something like that. But I'm like, bro, I'm not finna be going no theme. I'll just go. I'm gonna put on a nice suit.
You're not showing up dressed like the Great Gatsby.
Nah, I don't think that's gonna be my wave, bro. I mean, shit, if I can find some, there's this spot. Yo, for anybody, if y'all still listening at this point,
Shout out, if you listen at this point, you a real fan. Shout out to you. Matter of fact, if you're listening right now, when I make the page, tag the page and let me know that you made it to this part of the podcast.
Facts, for real. You're gonna be our first follows. But what was I gonna say? Oh, there's this spot down in Buckhead. It's like right by Lennox. And damn, what is it called? I think it's Lost and Found. And it's a thrift store. And bro, you can get like so many like just nice like dress shirts, like dress coats, pants, all that stuff. You get like a whole fit there, bro. And it'll be like, I want to say the jackets and stuff are maybe like $9. The pants would be like $6, like stuff like that. And it's nice quality stuff too. I got like a Hugo Boss blazer from there. And it was like as I said, like $9.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you go on the first of every month, it's half price on everything.
I'm probably not gonna do it tomorrow because it's December 1st, but January 1st, I might, if they open on the first, I might look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty lit, bro. They got some good stuff. Man. Keep going.
There's another thrift store in the city I went to one time called Ragarama.
Yeah. And the one in downtown in Little Five?
Yeah. They're cool.
Yeah. I like a lot of their stuff. They got another one in Sandy Springs that's not as good.
I believe that. Only other one can you get interracial dating and Atlanta thrift stores. only other one in pod.
Yo, shoot. Hey, you want to recap this weekend?
Should we tell that story here?
Man, all I'm gonna say is, man, yo, if you, all right, send for shot back. We could go ahead and.
What's up? I didn't know. So y'all want me to keep it? Everything is good. Y'all were good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just one of them episodes.
Yeah. Real quick. So, at what age? At your age, what is the minimum age that you feel you can still mess with a girl? Like, I feel personally, I'm in a relationship, but if I wasn't in a relationship, if you under 22, 23, I don't think it will work. So, like, what's the minimum age for you, Rashad?
What are you talking about? Oh, okay. All right. When you said mess with a girl, I was like, what does he mean? Okay. At this age right now?
Yeah.
26? I would say at least 22.
Yeah, same for me, at least 22.
Because it's like, if you're not a senior in undergrad, you're like, it's too big of a disconnect. Like, you're still so deep into school, like, it's a lot of just stuff socially. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you were in grad school or you went back to school or something, or you get another degree and you have class and you have homework, you still can't relate to them on a social level. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the issue with, we talking about interracial dating. That's kind of like a large problem. It's like a lot of stuff on the basis level of like life and living. I don't know if you guys have like, like white friends or whatever who are into hip hop or into basketball and stuff, but like it's a lot of things of the culture, quote unquote, that they don't understand, just kind of like on the basis level of like growing up Black your entire life, that's a disconnect there. So I think that's the same thing with dating. And I think that's the same thing when you're talking about age differences in dating. It's like, people got to be able to understand, what 26-year-olds go through.
Thanks. Yeah, like we kind of, well, actually, okay. And so, Jelani, what's the minimum age for you, bro?
Like 22 at the lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22. And I would prefer closer to my age, but 22 is probably the lowest I go.
Yeah, we had a friend over the weekend that we was all trying to link up, on some kicking with the guys. It's been a little minute type stuff, and one of the homies was like, "Yo, I got a spot we could go to." We were like, "All right, cool." So we ride with him. We go pull up, and it was out in Kennesaw, and I should have known when we was a little too close to KSU campus, but
In Kennesaw.
yeah, bruh, tell me why this man had us like kicking it with some girls from class of 2020.
One of
Hold
them
on,
was
wait.
class of 2021.
Class of 20 and not in high school.
Bruh,
Oh,
yeah.
he tripping.
Bro.
Bruh, he
You
said,
know,
and
you know how we noticed? You know how we noticed? One of the girls, we over there, like, everything is cool at first. We just smoking, chilling, or whatever, drinking, like, just normal, music playing or whatever. One of the girls had a chain on. It said 2001 on the chain. I said, "Yo, were you born in 2001?" She was like, "Yeah, I was." I was like, "Okay." I just made like a mental note. For exactly what I was doing. Okay.
No.
Me and Mo had nothing to do with coordinating these plans. We were just
Oh
tagging
my
along. We did not
gosh.
stay long. You know what I mean?
yo, bruh, we was back home by 10:30, bro.
Yeah,
I bet. For your safety.
it was funny. It was funny, but it wasn't funny. But it was funny.
Yo, y'all
Yeah.
mans was tripping. Did y'all check him on it? Did you even say something? Or you like, bro,
And
No,
he was just tripping all around for real.
he knows them personally, like through some. I don't want to put his business out there. They work together, I think. So it wasn't like he just met them like in the club or something like that. But
Nah, but and then like check this part. Like this is the part that was craziest to me. Just the fact that like he start kind of trying to show out, like in front of them, like trying to like make little jokes like at us and stuff. And it
he
was
was
like
doing the
whatever.
Drewski.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but then he goes like, so then one of the girls tell him like, bro, like, why are you being so rude? Like, what's up with you? So then he like, I'm not being rude, blah blah blah. So then the girl who crib it was, bro, she had these braids, right?
oh my god, I forgot.
Bruh, she had some braids. This man turns to her and says, I mean, ain't nobody talking about how you look like an extra from Boys in the Hood. Bro, so like we like, yo, what?
You're
Like,
scaring
and
them
it,
off, my guy. And
yeah,
plus, they're already 17. What are we doing
They're
here?
scaring the teeny boppers.
bruh.
Yeah.
Like, and then she was like, that's not funny. Like, I'm not laughing. And then he was like, yeah, it's not funny being the butt of the joke, huh? I'm like, bruh, what's wrong with you,
She
man?
probably
Like,
didn't even know what Boys in the Hood was. She's like 13, bro.
You know what's
fact.
crazy? She like we exaggerate her age. She is like 20. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't mess with a 20-year-old, but like I think we just hear the phrase like born in 2001, and we just think like she's 2 years
Nah.
older like that.
This whole conversation made me think of like a lot of the like kind of rapper lines that are just out of pocket that you didn't think of when you were younger or when you were that age until like
Oh
now.
man,
Yeah, like Gambino had one in Stone Mountain. Remember that moment when this girl 20 years old, she knows she finna get chose. He was like 30, 31 when he rapped that.
or Nelly when he was like, she could be 18 with an attitude.
Yeah.
There's a real room. Yeah,
Right.
it was definitely a time where rappers was like casually being like, yeah, I mess with 18, 19-year-old. Also, we don't talk enough about how it was a time where like the older dude coming up to the school, picking up the fine junior or senior was like not as frowned upon. I'm not saying it was cool, but like it definitely was an era where that was happening and it wasn't looked at as weird.
I
I
ain't
mean, it's
gonna
probably
lie.
still happening.
Well, remember me, bro. Like, I was 19, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like, and that felt, pretty weird. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I went to a game with Mo. I went to a game with Mo, and the teammate was like, "Oh, what school you go to?" And Mo was like, "Sheesh." And I was like, oh, I graduated. And she was like, okay, so you a freshman. And then Mo was like, sheesh. I was a sophomore at the time. But
Wait,
Yeah.
were you? I didn't know. I didn't know you were dating.
it was 1917 though.
Yeah. I know you was in 19 dating a 15 or something like that.
No. But it was still like pretty weird. I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of parts of that was like different.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to paint
Yeah.
you.
Oh no. You good. I think you actually like you like well everybody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean yeah. I ain't gonna. It ain't much to say. It's kind of like embarrassing looking back at it now. I ain't gonna hold.
Hey,
But
we all took our L's.
Hey, but I will. She was a mature girl for her age, for real.
for sure.
And like, I don't want to sound like one of them creepy dudes, but it's like,
I mean, well, you got to get perspective. We were 19 at the time. We were also teenagers.
yeah, we all went to church together, so it wasn't that bad, We found each other they found each other through Christ,
Big facts.
Hey, well, it was a lot of people getting married back in the day, like 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
A lot of people getting married now at what 21, 22 because of we were talking about getting meeting through Christ and stuff. A lot of people getting married at that age, and then around the 35 to 40, you start seeing some divorces and stuff, and it's like okay, you shouldn't have rushed.
they ain't making it to 35 no more. It was. I was dating a couple years ago, and I thought for sure, like, oh yeah, yo, like you see them post a new man and they happy, and the pregnancy or the marriage pics, and you're like, oh, okay, that's good for her. Like I'm really happy for her. That's great. And then one by one, the pics start getting deleted off the gram. She stops posting them, and then she's back on the streets. So it's hey man.
Once again, like I said, earlier when y'all picked me up on graduation night, or when y'all helped me out, just I appreciate it because shout out to all the families, shout out to all the husbands out there. You know what I'm saying? I keep doing y'all thing. You feel me?
that's a fact, bro.
Shout out to her husband.
But
shout out to her at that. Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah. So let's move on.
This is a funny episode.
I'm wondering what you guys talked about when I was gone. I'm excited to listen to it back and get it.
So. All right, we'll keep it a surprise.
Yeah, I was gonna say we won't spoil it for you.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing crazy, but we touched on one particular topic.
Yeah, I went. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's one thing that we was just talking about. That's one topic I do want to touch on now on this podcast, but next one, talking about at what age do you y'all feel y'all want to be married, and is that something that you're actually thinking about, and things of that nature, because I was having this discussion with somebody, and they said that all men know when they want to get married, and I was like, I don't know about that, but that's something that I want to see where y'all at with it,
A little taste test, a little appetizer to that. I say I'm cool. We getting married soon. I don't think I'm cool. I'm definitely not cool with a child within the next 2 years.
So you ready to be married in the next 2 years without being in a relationship right now?
If it happened, it happened. You know what I'm saying? If it happened, it happened. I mean, but that's kind of, quick turnaround. You at least got to be engaged for a year. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could be okay with being married soon. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be okay with having a child soon.
The opposite. If I had a random baby, it would just be for motivational purposes, and just so I could take cute Instagram pictures. And that baby,
my king, I'm doing this for you, king.
Rise and grind. Now that baby, I'm setting up the rappers. I'm setting up the Instagram page when they're 3 months old. I'm gonna be typing on them like DJ Khaled used to do with his son.
Right.
Now I'm ready for the motivation, baby. Maybe you want to get my life together.
You gonna type the paragraph on the ground, bro, with the baby just sitting there. It's like, this is my why. Every night I wake up, I try to go, and I'll be tired, and I don't want to go to work, but I have to do the thing, and it's so and so, blah blah blah. I went on longer than I had to because I clicked on the email that was just annoying me, like the unread email. I clicked on. But yeah,
So
man.
you gotta do that post that, man, I never knew what love was until I looked into the face.
No, you gotta make the personal account for the baby. The baby, you gotta be like a picture of the baby wearing a onesie. It was like, oh my God, daddy dressed me so good today.
Right.
All the ones he could have picked out, he picked out my favorite one.
Facts.
Maybe
And
like
I like these fresh. You got to do the sponsor post too. And I like these fresh shoes from at Goodyear. Make sure you get a hashtag ad at the end. You got to do that, man, because the kid is useless without that. You know.
Daddy knows I love my Baby Gap sweatshirt. Baby Gap. Hashtag ad.
that Daddy knows I love the Savage X Fenty collaboration. The little bibs over here, you know what I'm saying? The luxury bibs that we have for the holiday season. Shout out to Rihanna, man. Do you think she's really pregnant? I don't know. I think that's a rumor.
I have no clue. If she is, Rocky is a legendary guy.
Like I said, people always said I look like Rocky, so I take that. That's the one that I'm like, I embrace that to the fullest. So whenever Rocky wins, I win.
Who told you? I'm not even trying to, because you're a very handsome black man. It's not to say that you're an ugly guy.
I've been told by multiple. I think the first person to tell me was actually Boateng, like my sophomore year of high school, and then like Haley was in that class, right? So Haley was in that class, and if you know anything about, but yeah,
but it had to be junior year because Rocky wasn't out yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 2011. So yeah. Okay, junior year. It was junior year in chemistry class. Haley was in that class, and Haley loved ASAP Rocky. So like right when Boateng said it, she was like, "He don't know." Like I was like, "Yo, you ain't had to put so much emphasis in the like. I don't look like."
why you set me up to get?
Wait, hold on.
Why you set me up to get? Yo, I used to hate that in high school.
But
I mean, you look like Denzel. No, you don't.
Yo, chill out.
So some girl in the back of the class. No, he does not.
Oh, what's it called? That's one thing we should have talked about, but I mean, it's over now. We ain't got to talk about it. Thanksgiving and stuff, what everybody did for their Thanksgiving, but whatever. But I was at Thanksgiving with my cousins, and my cousin's boyfriend, mom, is this white woman from Europe. And she turns over to me as I'm talking and says, "Has anyone ever told you that you sound like Vin Diesel?" I said, "What?" And then she tapped her husband. She was like, "Honey, don't he sound like Vin Diesel?" And I was just like, "Nah, I've never heard that one before."
Oh, Vin Diesel.
I was just like, "Thank you." And she was like, "You're welcome." Like, she's like, "Yeah, that's a compliment."
Yo, but say family one time. That's the only way we can tell.
Family.
Maybe you brought that word up in a sentence.
Hey, man, it's all about the family at the end of the day, you know.
There's worse things she could have said.
Yeah, I was like, I'll go with it. Y'all remember when they had it was like an app that was going around, and it was like you'll post a picture to the app, and then the app would tell you like the 10 people that you look, or like 5 people that you look like, and who you look the closest to. Yeah. What's it called? The ones I got was Mac Wilds, Michael B. Jordan, and I think I got one for it was somebody else, bro. I'm telling you, bro, I look just like Michael B. Jordan.
Why he look like that, bro? He's like, bro, stop the cap.
Come on, bro. I look more like Michael B. than you look like.
Don't do that, bro. I look like ASAP, bro. Like, hey, cause then look, I took it to my daughter, bro. And then Khalil said, bro, you look just like, bro. He was like, bro, you do look like ASAP. He's like, you look like the pretty. I was like, bro, hey, it is what it is. And then I even took it again, like, bro, this has happened multiple people and multiple like environments of my life that have told me this. I
Okay.
can't help that I look like Pretty Faco, man. What can I say?
I can't, I
Harlem,
can't.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you just threw up, but shout out to
Rain
ASAP
sap. I
Shine.
threw up that rain sap. Toast to the guy.
Big
All
ASAP.
right. Well, I know, Jelani, you gotta get ready for work, don't you?
Oh man, yeah, I do. I forgot we went longer and we this actually ended up being a good length because the original episode was gonna be like 30, 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taya Cooper. Just talked to her, so y'all check that out and stuff.
Hey, shout out to her. Shout out to her brother.
what a casual flex.
You know that Ted Cooper brother, right?
Is that the name of the episode? You know, that's Tara Cooper's brother. Right? People are gonna think that's like a pod now. It's like, you know, that's so and so's brother, right? But yeah, shout out to Taya. Shout out to AK. That's Alvin Kamara. For those of you who don't know, that's a flex. That's a name drop, John. He wasn't on the call, but yeah, shout out to him anyway. Shout out to all the people at the real MHS. You know what I'm saying? Gotta shout them out if we shouting out folks from the fake MHS. Shout out to everybody who went out and voted. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Sound like the end of a Chicken Nation track.
Yeah, we already announced our socials and signed off, and then we ended up having like 40 more minutes of conversation. So
Okay, all right, cool. Well, let me do mine then. Oh, go ahead, Mo. You sound like you
Well, I
want
was
to say
gonna
something.
say,
we can do it again.
we already said if you still listening at this point, you know you're a true fan. But if you still listening at this point, go ahead and hit us up on DM. We got a special prize for you, and to tell all your friends that they listened to this point, we got a special prize for all of them.
Rashad does not have a special prize for you. That's Mo. That's Jelani. They have special. Rashad does not have anything for you right now.
No, we're gonna make a 1 a.m. podcast NFT, and then we're gonna sell it.
Oh, that's hard.
You
Oh,
the first.
1
Man,
a.m.
come get this NFT. Tell your friends they got to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, big facts.
Right.
1 a.m. Ape,
Hey,
Facts.
which brings us back to racism at the beginning of the episode.
Yo, real quick side note,
Sorry.
bro, I had a homeboy that was like, he didn't understand NFTs, and he was like, yo, what are NFTs? And I was explaining to him, and then he goes, so like, can I just take a picture and make it an NFT? And I was like, I mean,
I was wondering if you do that too, because I was gonna try
Well-
to like some random picture, like to see.
yeah, and I was like, you could, but it has to have like value to it for real, you know? Like he was trying to take like a picture of like a made up picture of Kobe and Jordan side by side on the court, and then make that an NFT. I'm like, bro, nobody finna buy no fake picture. You feel me? Like, I mean, but maybe they will. You know, hey, I ain't in the game. But yo, hey, y'all need to get on the metaverse. Start getting your real estate in the metaverse, bro. That's how I'm gonna end this podcast with some financial literacy. You feel me? All them people that's worried about who somebody dating, y'all need to get on the metaverse.
I've been looking into that. That's funny you said that, like Web3 and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking, Rashad?
I literally forgot what I was about to say. Oh, did you guys see John Morant's Ricky card has Young Dolph and Key Glock in the background?
Yeah, so
Oh, for real? That's hard. I didn't see that.
it's gonna be worth some money if he ends up being like.
I know,
like 10
but
years
like,
from now, he ends up
but
being
but don't you wish when you see things like that, like, dang, I wish I would have had his Ricky card. Because now it's over with now. It's
Yeah.
over with now.
I mean,
that thing.
you buy it now and then.
No, I mean them prices not gonna be that low now. Like after, it's like an artist,
Yeah.
you do a painting and you die, that price goes up. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll see that on offline too.
yeah, RashadMilling.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Do Something with Kennedy Carter, Renee Montgomery.
All right. It's your boy RB Mo. Follow me at RBMo__ on all platforms. Mo knows on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, it's your boy Jelani. You can follow me on Twitter at RKelly. No, I'm joking. On Twitter _Jelani, JELANI, 2 underscores at the end. Yeah.
Follow me at Step in the Name of Love 5.
I will not join in on the R. Kelly jokes. Shout
Bro,
out
I
to
ain't gonna
Haley.
cap, bro. Step in the Name of Love, bro. It's a few R. Kelly songs that we just gonna have to let the time pass so we can go ahead and
It's like R. Kelly got some positive music, bro. Like he got some positive songs, like "The World's Greatest," bro. Like you're not gonna play that with your kids in the car, bro. Like and tell them they could be the world's greatest.
This is the second time we've had this conversation.
I know,
we
man.
really, just let you know that we really miss listening to R. Kelly's music.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon now.
But all right, y'all. Everybody take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet. The new variant's out, so be safe. Until next time.